And Swiss Rolly just gonna have to stay big mad because baby, we over here cashing Tyler Perry checks.
Let's talk about it.
I want people to have fun. Let's kick back. Let's get into a little tea. Let's not get too crazy, but let's enjoy the sip.
Clock that tea.
But let's get to the chi-chi, the kiki, the internet bull.
My test results.
What's it say?
You failed.
What?
Boy, I'ma slap you in the animation.
Ow.
Oh.
I fucking love it. I love it. I love it. Just that joke alone tells me that this is about to be a good ass show.
You're literally sleeping on the job.
I'm not. But if I was, what better advertisement than me sleeping on a mattress? You want me wide awake on a mattress? I know what I'm doing.
I'm about to start saying that now for no reason at all. No rhyme or reason at all. You want me wide awake on a mattress? I am Rochelle and Rochelle is me.
I'm hearing some rumors about you. I can't say I'm surprised that you answered the call of the streets. I understand that game. Like,
not answered the call of the streets.
Without further ado, let's bring out Bianca.
Now, why is everybody booing her? Now y'all want to cheer for her. I would have beat everybody in the audience the fuck up. Now y'all wanted to boo. Keep booing. Keep booing.
Fake out here.
Can
you
we
feel
talk
me?
about it? Can we talk
Everybody
about
got emotions. Everybody.
See, Janisha, all of that, all of that. It wouldn't have been me. Tommy, get your fucking ass over here before I fuck your ass up. Sit the fuck down, you cokehead. Sit down.
I am fearful of what my mom will do.
Okay, what in the Nicki Minaj? What in the Scotty the Thotty with the body Minaj? What is going on? So everybody just copying Nicki Mac got a look.
I hear Ashley. Hi. Oh my God, this cut out.
Ashley, where's the part on that wig? Ashley, why are you arriving to this event with this sheet and wig? It's giving Real Housewives a pedestrian.
I come through and I party like a rock star. I drop it like it's hot. Your girl just want my toy. Just stay playing.
Wait, Jocelyn, what the? Jocelyn, my girlfriend, wait, hold on. What she just say?
Party like a rock star. I drop it like it's hot. Your girl just want my toy. Just stay
Okay.
playing now, but I fix it.
Your girl just want my twat.
Like ladies want my nana. I love a little thing, but like to lick it up a night.
Jocelyn is gay. Get the f off the TV. I'm not watching that.
She over the balcony talking about something. I heard you tell them to take my rings off, bitch, because you're not supposed to have rings in here at all.
She always sound like she out of breath. You know who she remind me of when she talk? She remind me of Miss Deb Bentley. But it's Deb's House, season 2.
They're gonna turn you on.
Y'all gotta go when y'all fuck the wig, go in the room, damn.
Oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Mind your business. I'm being cool. Mind your business. Mind your business.
Sorry, you doing too much talking. See, if I was on this show, came through, drip, right in the pool. Huh? I didn't know you was going for a nighttime swim. Hold on. Let me get my bikini.
I'm not barking.
Stop to look at me with your goddamn.
I mean, they got the drama, so that's good for this show. But I mean, like, is anybody gonna be funny?
Face it. Stay in your goddamn lane.
In my lane?
Yeah.
No.
This bitch.
She just gagged me a little. I'm definitely adding that to the ad.
Sorry.
I'm definitely adding that to the promo. What is going on, y'all? It's Santana, aka Chi. And we are back for another Baddies. Okay, we back for another Baddies Tea video. And bitch, when I say Baddies Tea, I mean Baddies HiMyNameIsTee. Girl, because everybody and their mama been talking about Beauty in Black. Tyler Perry's newest obsession. Okay, The newest project that he done forced on all of us, child. Everybody been talking about it. T is the star of the goddamn show. So, of course, you know, even though I broke it to y'all when T had auditioned for the show, I had brought y'all that T months ago. T wants to put in her own words and talk about how she went from Baddies to Tyler Perry. So I'm gonna let her do it. I'm gonna let her do it. Okay, it's been a while since we did a little watch along with T. So we're gonna get into the T with T. Okay. So go like the video so we can get into it. Straight to a pot of gold. Open up your mind, your heart and your soul. A different kind of path you may not have chose. Who cares if true love is really letting go? Cause everywhere moving straight to a pot of gold. Open up your mind, your heart and your soul. A different kind of path you may not have chose. Who cares if true love is really letting go? Do anything you want me to, even if it means everything that she won't do. I have to do it for you. It's okay, do it. This you I'm screwing. Tell your bitch she can suck on my dick. Tell your bitch she can eat my clip. Tell your bitch to go to the bridge. Tell your bitch to jump off it. Tell your bitch I am with the shit. I am a probably she can come and solve it. Let's get into it. Oh, at least we know she monetized.
Way to a million for a while. And I may not be always consistent, but I do tend to be consistent when I am on a stride. Hopefully, this is the new momentum of where we're starting. Whoa. I have been on a journey. If you have not seen Beauty in Black on Netflix, Tyler Perry series, please check it out. I play Body on the show. I am the bottom bitch. I am the head stripper of Delinda's Strip Club. So you guys are going to want to check that out. It's a really good show. It's number 2.
It's really not. A lot of y'all are just easily impressed. And that be pissing me off. It be pissing me off because it's like some of y'all just be thinking everything is fire and everything is not fire. It's like you can have a good concept and poor execution. And that's usually how it is when it comes to Tyler Perry. But people go so up for his work because it might be shocking or gagging, but it's still like the shit looks like Tubi. The acting is terrible. It just be so much that be going wrong, but people be living and obsessed for it. It's just like honestly, T kept me the entire time. If it wasn't for T, I would have stopped watching, honestly.
On Netflix right now, and I'm so excited for everything that's to come with the rest of the show and the rest of my journey in acting and my career.
I have taught people all over the world how to invest in future and stock. Using the strategy I have been perfecting for 25 years.
A lot of people know me from Baddies. I did one season. I did Baddies East, even though I'm a West Coast girly. I did Baddies East. But a lot of people also know me from Wildin' Out, and a lot of people know me from Vine. I have a very long journey in the industry and where I started and how I started. And I always see like people in my comments or like, you know, just saying like, well, I know her from this and you don't know her and you haven't been around. And it's like, maybe I need to clear some things up. Like maybe I need to like break down my resume or at least just give a journey and a story on how I got to where I am right now. So
she looked different. I don't know if it's because she looks skinny or something. She looked different.
I remember I first started in the industry when I was about 15 years old. So I started doing modeling. I started taking like pictures. Instagram at that time didn't exist, taking pictures with photographers. And I remember being posted on like Facebook and a manager had like noticed me and wanted me to be one of his models, to come under his like management group that he had. The first thing I had booked was Travis Porter A Ladies music video. So I knew he was like he could get me in music videos as a model and stuff like that, but I also was like trying to break my way into print. But that just wasn't his specialty. But at least I was like getting in like the industry. I wanted the director to know that I could act, like I was an actress. Come here. So he gave me a role like in the music video where like Travis Porter rushes in and like I'm like, hey, get out, whatever, right? So it was like I was like, oh my god, like I'm doing it, So, and I remember that going like viral, and like to this day, people still recognize me from that video. And it's so funny, like that was like I feel like the start, because before then, when I was modeling, I was just doing things for like people I knew, or like if they were trying to start a clothing line, or just any type of like promotion that they needed for like their club or something. Like that's what I was doing. And this is like, yeah, this was like at age 15, but she was grown, honey. So that was like my first music video. And from there, with that manager, I started booking more music videos. Like I remember I worked with like E40, Too Short, 2 Chainz, um Snoop Dogg, 50 Cent, just like all of kind of like the OGs in the game. I mean, I did a couple of other music videos too for like Little Mix.
Okay, girl, I got shit to do. Because I'm completely tuned out.
And I did a music video for like a rock and roll band. I can't remember their name, but there was like a whole bunch of different avenues that I was going in the music.
Yeah, and clearly you're about to go through each and every one, apparently. Because I thought this was from Baddies to Netflix, not from diapers to Netflix. Like, I don't need your whole entire resume, bitch. I'm not a hiring manager. I don't care. T, just tell us the point in which the last year, okay, from you getting out of Baddies East in what was that? What was that? September 2023. You finishing Baddies East September 2023 to you being in a Tyler Perry show. Okay, come summer 2024. I want to know.
Music video industry, because I was animated. So they were like, okay, yeah, she can be sexy and she can dance, but she can also be funny. Oh, like I was in a Jasmine Sullivan music video, and my boyfriend was like a puppet, and like I was like cussing him out and stuff like that. So like that was like a thing for me for a while, like doing music videos, all the while growing older in the industry, 16, 17, and being like, okay, let me get into doing like movies or film or commercials or something. Like, how can I get in that type of stuff? So I started doing background for a lot of shows. I did background for a lot of commercials, and like I said, same thing. Like I would always try to like be very like personable with the director, because then if they noticed that I had a personality, or that like I could be more than background, then they would give me a chance and put me in front of the camera, or maybe they'll remember me next time if I ever had an audition with them or things like that. So there was a couple of times where I would know the director from another video or from another commercial or background thing that I worked on. So they would be like, hey, and they would put me in the front, or I would get a bump, or I would be extended. I worked background for Real Husbands of Hollywood, and that was like the first time I met Kevin Hart, Tiffany Haddish, Nelly, and all of the people that worked on that show. And usually you work background one day, maybe 2 days, but they extended me for the whole season because I was a good vibe, because I was a nice girl, because I made myself noticeable, and because I showed my personality. So they had me always there. Like I was there for one full season, and I got a title for my character. Like I was a waitress. So I got to use that on my IMDb. That would help scale me to continue growing in the industry. Like, oh well, she was on Real Husbands of Hollywood, and then that actually got me on Think Like a Man too, also as background, because of just making the.
Because I'm just sitting here thinking, it's so much that needs to change, and it will. Especially once I get out of this little health rut, whatever I've been under. Okay, this spell the last 2 weeks, girl. Because I'm just sitting here thinking, did I talk about this on YouTube yet, or was it Patreon? I think I only talked about it on a Patreon. Okay, because I'm signed to an agency, and they let me not. I need to get like Tamara Kisser. That's all I'm gonna say. I need to get like Tamara Kisser. Because I'm just sitting here thinking, I'm like,
connections of just casting directors and people like and directors and other actors, and them recognizing me or remembering me and being like, yeah, she's cool, like she's nice, like she's not a weirdo, basically. So that's kind of like, that was like a whole minute for me for a while, because there were so many films that I had worked on in the background that I mean, at that time, you know, I was a starving actress, you know, like I was, you know, music videos paid really well, so that was helpful. But you know, you were lucky if you didn't have to work a regular job, and you know, and just be able to work in the industry. So I made everything count. Like, you know, we got food on set. Like, that was my lunch, that was my dinner, that was my like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Like, I didn't have to worry about that day. You know what I mean? There would be days that I would like sleep in my car. I would crash auditions if I knew that there were auditions that were coming up that I thought maybe I was fit for. Like, the casting director didn't call me in, but I would just walk in the door if I knew where the audition was, or if I had a friend tell me, hey, there's an audition for this, you should come. So there was a lot of like finessing that I did to like get through that type of stuff. But yeah, I continued to model and do e-commerce. And then I remember I did a music video for T.I. and Chris Brown. It was called Private Show. And I was just, you know, kikiing with all the girls. There was probably like 10 of us. I remember at that time I lived in Vegas, and I drove down for the audition, and it was supposed to be a dancer. And, you know, I'm not like a professional dancer, but I can dance, you know, I can move a little something. I can remember a count. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, girl, we saw her. Oh, we saw her.
So,
T on a new show with the name Baddies. T on a new show. Wait, is that how I got? T on a new show with the name Baddies. T on a new show with the name Baddies. Yeah. Okay, come on. Let me see you work to that. T on a new show with the name Baddies. T on a new show with the name Baddies. Listen, bitch, if you're not on patreon.com/Santana, then where the hell you at, girl? Where the hell you at? Even if I don't post on YouTube, girl, I'm always posting over there. We binge watch that. What's the show called? Beauty in Black within like a day. Okay, all 8 episodes is available. Y'all better go over there to patreon.com/Santana and catch up.
I busted my ass from Vegas to LA, and I did the audition, and they picked me. And then with the girls on set, we were having a vibe, and the girls were like, T.I. came in, and he was like, who in here be talking the most? And everybody pointed at me, and he was like, cool, come here. And I was like, oh shit, what's happening? Like, oh god. And he like wrote something on a napkin, and he was like, can you memorize? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, memorize these lines. We end in the scene. And I was like, oh shit. So they put me on a bed, and the bed was like a movable bed. And I was like, oh my God. So I laid on the bed, and I said my lines. And one of the casting directors that I got really close with over time, and a lot of you guys probably know, I knew Emails when Emails was a manager. He wasn't necessarily casting yet. Now he has so many different things. He has so many different business ventures. But
EVE Online is a vast universe.
Emails made that like a moment for me, along with so many other times he's booked me. But he literally booked me at a club. I remember he booked me at a club, and that was also another thing I was doing. I was doing club hostings at the same time. And yes, at those times, you know, I was a little young, but I have a little ID, and I made sure I got it where I could fit it. But by this time, I think I was 21. Yeah, with this one. And I booked a club appearance, and it was like the most I ever got paid for club appearance. I was so happy, and everybody made it a big deal. Like, she's not got a speaking role. But it was a big deal because it was like, I'm not stupid, and everyone knows it now. Like, no, like I can talk, I can act. And I remember being so nervous, and like but it happened, and that video is like amazing. That video is an amazing video. Did have a spot on All Def Digital. They had a comedy series that they also collaborated with World Star Hip Hop, and that was like my first a series regular job, because I had already been doing Vine at that time, and I think everybody was just, you know, collaborating at that time to, you know, try to get followers on Vine, and Instagram came and stuff like that, so everybody was just working together. But that's how I kind of like met people. And I had booked this like horror movie, but it ended up not happening. But the guy that I booked the horror movie ended up being the person that was the writer for the World Star headquarters show that they had on All Def Digital. And so he was like, hey, you would be good in this. And then so that was like the first time I ever did like a series regular. And that show's still up, and it's funny. It's really funny. Like, it was definitely funny at the time. So it was a good show. And then after that, that's when I think I booked my first national commercial. I booked Google, a Google national commercial, and it was for Chromecast. And I remember it being a kind of a bad experience for me because the wardrobe people just weren't nice to me on set. and they made me feel very uncomfortable. I don't think I'll ever forget that, how they made me feel. I think that was definitely like one of the first times I realized people will treat you different if you're not like some skinny white girl. You know what I mean? And they made me feel that way, especially when they were putting on clothes on me. And I mean, at this time, my body didn't look the way that it looks now, but I was still hippie. And they were complaining about clothes not fitting me and things like that when we literally had a fitting before the set. But anyway, there was like 3 other commercials that were competing for the one national spot. So that all of those commercials got shot in one day. And I remember being like, oh God, like I got a trailer, like this is cool, you know, like this is going to be big, and try not to like let what was going on set get to me. And it ended up working out. Like our commercial, it was based off comedy. It was super funny. And they picked my commercial to be the national commercial. Oh, that was really cool. And then from there, because I had booked a Google commercial, that kind of helped me get an agent to get me into bigger auditions, into better auditions. And at that time, it was just like commercial after commercial. Yeah. And then for a while, I kind of like started sitting back a little bit. And I think that was because like my ex-boyfriend's career started to do pretty well. So I was like, okay, he's the actor of the 2 of us. I kind of just felt like that for a while. So I started like focusing on getting like a big girl job and stuff. I think I kind of fell into like it being easy for me because I was like, oh yeah, like I'm pretty. People will book me for music videos in e-commerce. And like that's what I was kind of like doing at the time. And I stopped.
Well, this is very informative.
Doing like commercials, and I stopped going out for auditions because I remember like having agents and like doing like I remember auditioning for a Marvel movie and like auditioning for like some big things and not taking it seriously. But fast forward, I finally me and him broke up, and then I started going crazy on social media. I was like, I'm gonna act a fool on social media. I don't care. I don't care. I have nothing to lose now. Like, and I had seen so many people becoming like rich off of social media. So I was like, yeah, I need to come up with something. So that was when I came up with the brand, and you know, everybody knows me as Hi, my name's T. And then from there, you know, my Instagram blew up. In between that time, I remember auditioning for Wild 'N Out, and I wasn't even auditioning for a comedian. I was auditioning for a Wild 'N Out girl. I was like, I just want to be a girl. I just want to be cute, and I just want to be up in there and be like, yep, like that's all I wanted to do. And they were like, no. They told me no 2 times, and I was like, damn, maybe I'm not that cute.
Oh,
no, I didn't think that, but I just felt like, fuck that. They don't want me. Fuck that. But then when I was doing my Instagram comedy skits, everybody was like, you should audition for Wild 'N Out. And I was like, they're right. I should audition for Wild 'N Out. I was like, I'm going to make a post, and I'm going to tag Nick Cannon. And by this time, I'm like 22, 23. And so I posted on there, I want to audition for Wild 'N Out. And I said, everybody tag Nick Cannon. So they were tagging whatever. And then I remember one of my friends at the time had told me, why don't you just DM him? So I went to go DM him, and he had already DM'd me like 3 months ago before I even made the post, and was like, hey, we would love to have you audition for Wild 'N Out. And I was like, oh my God. And that brings me back to, because they had flew me to Atlanta, that brings me back to, I did have a moment where I had an upcoming role for BET where I was supposed to be like a host for like BET music, and they flew me out to Atlanta, and they met me. And this is probably like, I was probably like 20 or like around 20 years old at the time. And yeah, they didn't end up picking me. They ended up picking somebody else, but he's so cool. And every time we see each other, we're like, hey, because we remember like that moment. But I remember thinking like, wow, so BET flew me out, and now MTV's flying me out. And I was like, whoa, like, yeah, like I feel like I'm doing it. Like, like I feel like maybe I got some here, right? So yeah, they flew me over there to Atlanta, and I did a workshop. So it was like 2 days, I think. And I did it, and then they liked me, and there was a lot of people there, and I was like, dang, like maybe I won't be that funny. But then they thought I was so funny. Like I had everybody laughing in the room, and it was nerve-wracking because you're like on a stage and people are like sitting at a table and it's all dark where they are, and then there's like these bright ass lights on you. It's like, oh fuck. But I did it, and I booked that shit, did that whole season. And I was supposed to do it for 3 seasons or 4 seasons. I can't remember. I was contracted though. I was supposed to do it. But then they ended up, I was there for like 2 months, and they stretched out me throughout the seasons. They loved me there. But honestly, it was so hard for me. Like no one liked me on set. No one.
Ooh.
I felt like no one liked me.
Oh, not T. Not nobody liked you on Wildin' Out. Oh,
Everyone was so mean. Like everyone is all like happy, like on stage, and they're like woohoo, da, 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 making everybody laugh. But people are fighting in the back, like oh my god. And I was like, I remember like I would never let them see, but like I would go home, I would go back to my hotel room, and I would be like fuck, and I would call my boyfriend at the time or my grandma, and I had my assistant with me, and I would just be so upset. Like I was mean to everybody because I was so sad, and I would cry. Oh, they would pick me apart. They picked my face apart. They picked my body apart. They picked my comedy apart. They picked my talent apart. They said I was a hoe, and everyone laughed. And I was just like, I felt like I had no friends there. I felt like I was trying to make friends with some people there, and they would be my friend, but then they would be mean to me behind my back or talk shit about me, or just try to get information from me about something else. Especially because at that time I was sponsored by like Fashion Nova, and I was getting a lot of endorsements on social media. So it was just like people were just trying to use me for a lot of things on that show. But I mean, Nick was amazing. Like he was probably him and like production. They were the best. Like the production part of it was cool. There was a few people on production that were kind of mean too, overall. But I felt like that wasn't my family. Like I felt like that wasn't for me. Like I was like, I don't think that this is the set for me, you know? And it was
I need to pause this for a second so I can go see a clip. Okay, yeah, I'm back. She did not fit in on that show. She definitely didn't fit in.
It's hard to walk away from that, but I felt like if I stayed there too long, then people would think I'm just a comedian because I had already been doing Instagram comedy like so much. And that brings it up to also like just remembering other things that I had did like I had worked for Master P when I was younger as well, like as his assistant, and from there he wanted me to go on Grown Up Hip Hop, and the producers kept trying to have me be mean to Angela Simmons and like question her and stuff like that, and it didn't like the way it made me feel, and I was broke at that time, and they were giving me a good amount of money per episode. Like normally people don't get paid that much, especially if like they weren't known. Like I was not known at that time, and I worked at Playboy radio station with Master P, and like it was like I liked working for him, but I feel like people would see me when it came to like film, they would get like weird with me. Like they would be like they want to use me in a certain way or just put me in a certain light. And I remember being like, I can't do this. Like after one episode, I was like, I'm not doing this. And P was like, he was so irritated with me because he had them draft up my contract and everything like that. But I was like, same thing. It was same thing. Like I didn't feel right about that. I didn't feel right about being mean to Angela, and I just didn't feel right about. I didn't feel right about that. So that one I didn't like it. But then Wildin' Out, it was more so like the environment and how they were treating me. It both kind of goes hand in hand. So yeah, after Wildin' Out, I came home, booked a CoverGirl commercial with Issa Rae, and I'm in the commercial for like a split second, but I was a lead. I was a principal. Like I was like, I cried when I was because I really wanted it, and I was like, oh my god, because once you're a CoverGirl, you're a CoverGirl forever. Like yes, and then
CoverGirl, put the bass in your walk,
and it was
head to toe. Let your whole body talk. Come on now. Miss T on a new show with the name Party.
For Super Bowl. So that was so awesome. I was on Dutch. That was my first movie. And at the time, it was just straight on BET. It's a book. And I knew the producer. I met the director. So the producer already knew who I was. But the director, I got introduced to him by a friend, and he was like, yeah, you should put her in the movie. She'll be great in the movie. She can act. And he was like, I believe you. And I didn't even have to audition for the role. And like my husband in the movie was OT Genesis. And it was a fun set. It was a long set though. Like that was the first time I ever like experienced like film. So I was like, oh, this is very different than a lot of like other things that I had worked on before. So that was my first film. And now it's on Tubi, and I'm pretty sure it's still on BET, and it's on Amazon Prime. And then I remember my friend Wes Good, he was directing this movie, and it was like just like a chill movie, like because realistically he just hit me up on the phone and was like, hey, I have a character you could play, can you come in today? And I was just like, yeah, I got you. So I pulled up and I shot the scene that they wanted me to shoot. And it was with a scene partner that I used to always like do videos with on Vine and Instagram skits. So I was like, okay, this is fine, and it just like worked. And then that movie, Summer with the Guys, is on Tubi. And then Marcus Houston wanted to work with me for a while, and we were always trying to figure out how I was going to be in one of his films. And it was the You're Not Alone film, and I opened the scene, and he was like, it's going to be like because it's a horror film. He was like, it's gonna be like Drew Barrymore in Scream. And I was like, oh, like she opens the movie. And I was like, oh my God, how iconic. I was like, okay, I gotta get into this. Like, I gotta take this more seriously or something. Like, I need to be auditioning. And so I started auditioning for little stuff. And I remember auditioning for House Party. I didn't book the role. And I was like, okay, whatever, on to the next. Like, it was just like, you just keep going, you keep auditioning and stuff like that. And in the beginning, I wasn't getting that many auditions, but I was getting enough. Wasn't getting just auditions from like a manager. I was also getting auditions from directors, because they would contact me on like Instagram or my email and stuff like that. So I had auditioned for this one show, and I had booked it, but then the show got canceled because COVID happened. And I was like, because after COVID, we weren't really doing in-person auditions anymore. So everything was on the phone. Everything was like, you have to tape it and send it in at a certain deadline. And I was like, okay, I need to find like a professional place. I found my self-tape place. I get another House Party audition, and I'm like, okay, cool. So I go and I do the audition, and then boom, I booked it. And I was like, oh shit, hell yeah, let's go. Yeah. So then I went to go film House Party. And I was like, oh, this is so good. This is so big. Like, I'm in a reboot. And I was there for like a week. Then I shot with the cast. They were already shooting. And yeah, I got cool with the director, like I do. And then the director's assistant had called me in for like a favor. They're like, hey, we know this is last minute, but do you think you could play a cameo role in White Man Can't Jump? Because it was the same thing. And I was like, yeah, whatever. Just give me that coin. I'm there. So I was there. I shot my scene for them. And then that got me with a new agency. All of that led me to a new agency. And then when I was with them, I was constantly auditioning at that point and just meeting new casting directors. Like, I was in front of casting directors I had never been in front of before. I did 2 years of Rolling Loud too, and I did Hot Tea also. And then after that, Baddies, because I remember I had met Lemmy at Yasmin's birthday party. I think some of you guys may know her as Yummy. She was on Real Chance of Love, but he was at her birthday party, and he was like, how don't I know you? And I was like, I don't know, I'm T. And he was like, you need your own show on my network. And I was like, okay. And I was like, maybe I should hit him up and see about and like, maybe I should go over there and do reality TV. So I went in and I talked to him, and I'm like, yeah. He said, what do you want to do? And I was like, yeah, I can have my own show. Because I remember that's like how we originally had spoke. And he was like, yeah, we can talk about that. And I was like, or I could just be on Baddies, because that's like your biggest show. He was like, you want to be on Baddies? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, do you know how to fight? And I was like, yeah. He was like, well, it's good, it's celebrity edition anyway, so like you could just be one of the celebs, like you don't have to audition or anything, obviously. And I was like, yeah. And I was like, and I'll just be like the comedy relief. He was like, okay, yeah, come on, I want to introduce you to everybody. From there, that's when I met everybody at Zeus Network, and everybody was like, cool, hi.
Right.
The darkness of
At least we know she monetized, child. Ain't that with one commercial yet.
Nice. And then yeah, from there they drafted my contract, and then I was gone with them on the road. My focus during that show was like to build a bigger fan base when it came to like women and music. The YouTube is going to go up, the Instagram is going to go up, sales are going to go up on Shopify, and streams are going to go up with music. So I use that platform to basically build my brand more. And then when I got home, I kept auditioning, and the audition that I had come through was a Tyler Perry audition. But I have been auditioning for Tyler probably for like maybe 4 years. Like, he's called me in, and I've personally DM'd him, and he does not check his DMs, so he doesn't check them. But I literally told him, I was like, I'm your next star. Like, I'm that girl. Like, you need to book me, because I know that you call me in and you wanna. And like, he was auditioning me, so I was like, I know there has to be something for me, because they keep calling me in. But that's also really up to the casting director. So shout out to Kim Coleman. She calls me in frequently, and I'm so grateful. I got a call back, and they flew me to Atlanta, and I auditioned for the show, and it was like in a big theater on Tyler Perry Production Studio lot. It was crazy. It's huge. And he was there in the crowd, and I auditioned for him, and it was for not the role of Body. It was for a different role.
Bitch, what role? I can't picture her doing another role. Was it the wife role? It couldn't have been a Beauty in Black. I was about to say something. What role? Was it Rain?
I was like I didn't audition. I was like, ooh, like, I hope you liked it. Like after, like, I was like, it was grounded. I feel like I did good. And then he was like, out of nowhere, I just heard Tamara, and I was like, oh my god, Medea. But he was like, I want you to audition for another role, and he gave me the script, and I went out and I studied those lines probably for like 15 minutes I had, and then they called me back in, and then I auditioned for Body, and then we flew home, and I got the call that I booked it, and I was like,
I know that's right.
I was like, yeah, this is fire. And
that's because Tyler messy ass probably be watching Baddies. I gotta see. I gotta realize I can't be talking all of this crap about directors and whatnot on his YouTube channel. I can't, because I forgot people watch me. I can talk crap about Lemmy, but I can't be. I gotta keep it limited over there to Patreon because I'm trying to be like Tamara, and I'm gonna just leave it at that.
I knew I was gonna be on Netflix, so that was like exciting and stuff like that. But I mean, I also grew up watching Tyler Perry as a kid and always being like, he was somebody I wanted to work with and someone who is like really inspiring just from everything that he's been through to where he's at now. And I'm just so happy I got to create like that personal relationship with him, and knowing that like he's not just an amazing like professional, he's not just, you know, just a director, he's an amazing person, man, human being. Like, wow. So
wait, has that been blinking the whole entire time? I guess it has.
But I didn't know, kind of, I feel like I didn't know what to think of everything. I just knew that like I was like, okay, when I get to Atlanta, that's all I'm gonna focus on. And also I feel like also I got more serious after I booked House Party, because I lost my Instagram. My Instagram went down and I didn't have an Instagram, and I was like, damn, like, what am I gonna do now? I don't have a fucking brand. Like, and I was like, damn, I need to like figure out what else I can do with my life if, you know, if all this shit like was to like fall down one day. And like I want to be on big screen. And so then yeah, like I took it more serious, and I ended up getting my Instagram back, but I didn't have my Instagram for almost like 6 months. It was down, like I couldn't log in or anything like that. I had to pay someone to get it back for me. But yeah, fast forward to where we are now. I just stayed in that character. Like I was just like, that's all we did. Like, and I just hung out with my cast and my crew. While we were on set, I was like, I want to write a book. Like, I want to write just like an ebook about how to get social media famous, the fame game, and that's on my Shopify too. So I was like, okay, cool.
I love Scorpios. Fuck whatever she talking about. I zoned out for a second because I was going through my Facebook messages. Y'all know that's where the niggas be at, right? I know. Listen, y'all know that meme. Where the hood niggas at, girl? They on Facebook. Y'all got some fine ass daddies, uncles, and brothers and cousins. Oh, they be fine. Okay. And it's just hit me because I had saw a picture of him and he was looking real thick, and I was like, oh, I need that. And then he called himself grabbing a picture of mine where I'm looking real thick, and he was like, no, I need that. I was like, oh, I was like, stop. And you a Scorpio too? Like, y'all my favorite, you know, because I'm a Taurus, Scorpio, sister signs. See, Scorpios are toxic, and they are a lot, and I understand why everybody feel like they're toxic, because they are. Like, Scorpio literally rules toxicity. But as Tauruses, we can handle them. Bitch, like that. Who you think you be? What? Excuse me? What? We are sister signs. Ain't nobody scared of no motherfucking Scorpio. Bitch, be scared of me. Okay. Anyways, yeah, I just had to get off my chest. I love me a Scorpio, especially a Puerto Rican Scorpio. We're not gonna talk about it.
Like, I felt like I had did something also, like while I was in my character, like I also did something for like my brand. So I wasn't just like shutting everything out, but I definitely, like, that was like, I wrote that book in like 1 or 2 days, and then I just went right back into, and it was like on my off, it was like on my day off, and I just literally stayed in my room for like 24 hours and just was like that was it. And then I got back, and I started auditioning more, and so like that's kind of where I'm at now. I'm definitely in this moment, and I'm so excited for everybody that did this show. And if you guys have questions about the show, I kind of want to do like a character breakdown. A lot of my castmates.
Well, bitch, I thought that's what the fuck this was supposed to be. The fuck? Who knew that this was going to be? She done titled this the wrong shit, from Baddies to Netflix. No, bitch. Again, you should have titled it From Diapers to Now, because who knew that this was about to be a whole autobiography? Okay, I'm thinking that we was going to talk about T on the new show with the name Brody. T on the new show with the name Brody. Girl, and you're going to give us 2 seconds of that.
I've been like doing like lives, and like they're doing press and stuff like that, but because it's like I have my own channel, I can benefit from kind of doing my own interviews. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask.
Did she just like publicly state an invitation for me? I feel like she did. Like, did she publicly did she just say Scott Santana hit me up? I feel like she did. I feel like that's what she just said.
I'm just gonna make a whole nother video about like my actual character, and how it was just working on set, and just anything else like that. Any kind of type of questions that you guys have, just let me know. But that is my journey. So I didn't start, just at this one network. And I am not the type of person to be like, oh, I don't like that network, or yeah, I'm doing my thing now, I'm over here at Netflix. Like, that's not how I move. Like, I'm grateful for every network I've ever worked with. I'm grateful for every director, for every CEO, for every company owner. I don't have to.
Right. Play it smart, because you listen, the same people you see on the way up is the same people you see on the way down. You cannot be out here like this person, F that person, F that person, F that person. You can't be doing that. You can't be doing. That's why I'm just like, what did I say about Tyler Perry? Because I totally forgot. We're gonna have a talk one day. Because I am signed to an agency, and just because I have not been auditioning, I forgot that the whole point in signing to an agency is to have access to these directors and whatnot. So let me not put my foot up in my. But listen. Tamara was the star of the goddamn show. The show sucked. It sucked, Tyler. Listen, you can't be mad at me for that. The show sucked. It sucked. And I felt like, honestly and truly, Tyler, you are the real horse in real life. Prove me wrong. Put me in a production. Put me in a production and show me something different. Prove me wrong. What y'all want me to say? Like, I can't be a commentator and an actor. This not gonna work.
Shade one company just because I'm with another company. Everybody in my journey served its purpose, and I'm happy and I'm grateful for where I am today.
I know that's right.
Coming up, and I just want to like spend time with my friends, my family, and that's it. Like, I'm so happy for the team that I have, like my management team, my agency, my law firm, like everybody.
She gonna punch this shit out of the dog in a second.
For my friends that have been supportive from me from the beginning. I'm so grateful for the teacups that are like, that y'all know what it is. Like, y'all know like my whole journey. Y'all have been with me since the beginning, since Vine, since music videos, since I just Instagram, just in general, since Wildin' Out, like since commercials, like everything that I've done, like the people that have been here from the beginning and the new people that are here now, like this is not my peak. This is not where I'm stopping. I'm going to continue to go and grow. And I'm just so grateful for you guys' support. Like, if I wouldn't have been able to do anything like this though, without God, first and foremost, like God really got me together. And that's one thing that like has happened with me in every experience that I've had in my career. God has been present.
I know that's right. Turn that off. At least we know she monetized. Oh, Ariana, what are you doing here?
Shutting everything out, but I be in my journey served God first and foremost. Like, God really got me together. And that's one thing that like with me in every experience that I've had in my career. God has been present, and whether it's a whooping or it's a hug, God is present, and he does not let me forget that. And I'm just like so grateful for him and my family. My family's my rock. They've been there for me and through everything that I've done, whether they thought maybe it wasn't the best decisions, or they thought that, you know, I could, you know, be doing more, or whatever the case is. Like they've been there, they've supported me, and I'll never stop like being there for them. Like I do a lot of everything that I have done in my life for them. I know people are saying, oh, your time is now, but I still feel like my time is coming. So thank you for watching my video.
Right. Girl, I'll be glad when my time get here. The fuck? You are the reason I'm watching, girl. You ate that up. First Baddies and music, now Netflix. What is next? T ate that roll up. And mind you, first of all, because acting really ain't that hard. People just overcomplicate it. But T ate that roll up. Like, there's not one person who is like, nah, I think she did okay. No, she did a good job. And shout out to her, because like she said, you don't ever leave a network and then just, you know, because look at how Ivory over there. Oh, fuck, now that's Google app, and oh, they broke, and no, same people you see on the way up is going to be the same people you see on the way down. You want to make sure that you cross every T, you dot every I. Like you got to remain humble. You got to, you know, because you just never know. So at least she playing it smart. Let me know what y'all thought about all of the hits in the comments below. It's a pocket foot. Okay. And definitely make sure you stream my music as if you give up. I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.
Universal bad bitch, everybody language. Everybody knows she the mud bad. Universal bad bitch, everybody language. Everybody knows she the mud bad. Universal bad bitch, everybody language. Everybody knows she the mud bad. Universal bad bitch, everybody language. Everybody knows she the mud bad. Fuck it up, love it how they cutting up. Now these niggas swimming up, but wasn't when I'm coming up. Fuck it up, love it how they cutting up. Now these niggas swimming up, but wasn't when I'm coming up.